Yo, yo. So we got another video from Black Balloons. So Q from Day26, if y'all remember, bro, I think he was the light skinned dude making a band. I think he was just making a band or something like that. But the Diddler strikes again, man. Let's see what's going on. I'm finna go blank for a second so I can, you know what I'm saying? Go match with it.
All right, y'all. We back with
Yeah,
another
that's what I meant.
video,
Yeah,
man.
that's
Y'all
Q.
already
That's
know
Q.
what's
Q
going
from Day
on, all right?
26. If you remember him.
Now, check this out, right? We're going to talk about Q from Day 26. Now, in the middle of December, the video popped up, and I don't know if he released it or not, of the time where they were basically partying in the Hamptons. Him, Diddy, Don, I think Cassie, whoever else was there, right? Some of y'all may have seen the clip. Now, the clip showed
I know I do. I don't
Q
pay attention to
soaking
these.
wet, either from sweat or being in the pool, which he said, he
One
was in the
second.
pool a couple of hours from when that footage happened, but he was full of sweat. He was drugged with a horse tranquilizer that was supposed to be an E pill, right? Him and Don were supposed to take E pills. Don never took hers, and he was, drugged with a horse tranquilizer, right? So I'm going to show y'all this video that has that footage in it as well. Now, he went on the Art of Dialogue channel just yesterday, and he talked about this
Is folks
incident
crying
that happened.
in this picture?
And now he really went into more details on how he felt and how everything kind of changed his physiology, how it changed his brain chemistry from being drugged with the horse tranquilizer. Now, we know Q was already kind of emotional. One
Everybody
of
can't
those
handle
emotional
drugs, though.
dudes. I mean,
Everybody
if you
mind
watch
can't
Making of the
handle certain
Band back
drugs, bro.
then,
I ain't gonna lie to you.
he was
I
already
seen it
borderline that
firsthand.
way anyway. So somebody
Some
like
people
him
can't take
being
weed.
drugged with, probably
Strongest
multiple
drug, boy,
types
they'll be
of
fucked up.
pills in his system at that time can really, really change a person. And when I listened to the part of the interview that was released by Art of Dialogue, you can really feel to this day that he's still not the same person, that it really changed who he is. So I said, you know what? We got to talk about this. So let's go ahead and check this out first, and then we'll get
Hold up,
into
baby.
that interview from the Art of
I
Dialogue.
have to get right into
Check.
it. Yo, hold on 1 second. I want to take a minute to show y'all my merchandise. If you see anything you like, go ahead and get you some. You'll be out there looking fly, looking fresh. I'm going to leave a link in the description.
This out, y'all.
Posted the video of his allegations that happened to him at the Hamptons when he was with Diddy and Don Richard. Q alleged during this Hamptons trip that he released the video footage of that Don Richard allegedly gave him a pill that was supposed to be an E-pill, but he found out it ended up being horse tranquilizer. With these allegations, Q said that he felt very manipulated and exploited because Don Richard also had a pill during this time, and he alleged that she never took hers. He has said that this is the part that really haunted him because he feels like they were using him as some type of experiment. He then went on to talk about how him being given this horse tranquilizer literally messed him up psychologically for quite a while, which could very well explain Q's behavior on Making the Band that we all saw when he would flip out and nobody really understood why or what was happening. His bandmates kept asking him what was wrong. They kept wanting to know what was going on with him. And the one particular scene where his mom is even there and said something very deep is going on with Q.
You has to calm down. What is going on? I don't know what's wrong with
It's
me.
something deep.
It is. Trust me, it's deep.
In the video he released, it seems like they were playing a prank on him by waking him up, but there was a couple things that kind of caught my eye. Q's whole body in this video that he released is soaking wet, and he claims that this was all sweat. But then another part of the video, you can see Diddy and he's laying down in the bed, and he looks like he is placing his hands around Q's private areas, and people were in his comment section saying this. It was making a lot of people very uncomfortable to even watch this happening. To see all this and see how Q is hurting is absolutely heartbreaking.
Now that is crazy because Diddy literally reached his hand over Q's meat basically, and I'm pretty sure he started rubbing. That's why Q turned over real quick, because he was probably still feeling them drugs, and he was like, "Oh, hold on," you know what I'm saying? But that's that I'm high as hell type of shit. Can't feel nothing too much, but I'm a little uncomfortable with you just grabbing it like that, and he done rolled over. That's exactly what that body language was right there. And you have to wonder, like, y'all just woke the man up out his sleep, looking crazy as hell, and Diddy went straight for the man's sack. And then asked, "How you feel, Q?" Went straight for his sack. To me, that told me that was the aftermath of them already doing what they done did to him. That's why they said, "How you feel?" They done already had the party. Diddy had to just grab it one more time just to be like, "How you felt?" You know what I'm saying? Somebody said, "Trust me, it's deep." Nah, that's what that horse tranquilizer was for. And he probably was on some X as well, but that last pill he took was that Diddy lizer. That was that one that softened him up back there, and now you able to take what Diddy trying to give you. But all jokes aside, you can see that now 15 plus years later, this shit still affects Q. I mean, watching this, you'll probably feel like how I felt. You know, he ain't the same for sure. You know what I'm saying? Even just the way that he talks. And he's going to tell you that the shit kind of reverted him back to a kid. Because he was so young, your brain ain't developed. You know, everybody's not the same. Some people can take all kind of pills, and it may mess with them a little bit and they change. But some people, they really go off. You know, you really go off the edge. He said he was hearing voices, all kind of shit. It can really mess with some people's brain chemistry, especially when your brain ain't developed yet. We're all not the same. Certain things affect other people very differently, and that's something you have to realize, because a lot of people may not take this serious with Q, but, you know, it really led him to some trauma, y'all. Check this out.
Pool with my shirt on and laid there. Of course, if you guys checked on me immediately, I would have looked wet, like from the pool. But that's 7 hours later. You know what I'm saying? Like, so how 7 hours later I'm still soaked, you know, in sweat. You know what I mean? Like paranoid. And then I go and I say sacrificial. When I talk about sacrifice and all that stuff, you know, to me, it felt like I was being harmed. And I use the word sacrifice because that's what it felt like. You know what I'm saying? Being in the dark for that long and then being waking up out of my sleep to someone screaming. And then it looks like, you know, I looked at the video, it looks like his hand went across my my private area and stuff. Like, it just looked very, very, all that shit just looked weird to me, man. And it just felt wrong, and I felt violated. And I didn't ask for that. You know, I didn't ask to be hazed. You know, I was the youngest one there. I was in that man's residence. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was under his what is it called? Excuse me. I was under his supervision.
Yeah, bro, he seemed,
you know what I'm saying? Like, that's his place. Like, you know, bro, when you saw me losing my mind, y'all should have like called the ambulance or something. instead of putting me to sleep to try to like calm everything down.
You know,
I mean,
like
it just
old
could have
people
been so
brain
much
get
better. I
reversed,
mean, I
like
would
they
have felt so much
start
more comfortable
seeing even
if it was
childish.
done a different
It
type of
seemed
way. But I
like
feel like it was just all set up and fucked up, man.
he there, like
And now I have to go.
he seemed. Maybe I'm tweaking, bro, but he seemed like he there, but it seemed like it like immatured him or like he kiddish, like teenagers or something. I can't explain it, bro. Maybe I'm tweaking. I don't know.
To mental health every month and get a shot in my arm and shit like I told you earlier because I dealt with trauma of someone trying to hurt me when I got home. I started hearing voices in my head from the effect of the horse tranquilizer pill. I started hearing
Yeah.
voices in my head and the voices were telling me that you know, not to sound extreme, but that's what the voices said, that Puff was gonna kill me or they were gonna kill me. You know, I thought everybody that were down there that laughed in that video were trying to hurt me.
And see, that's what I was saying. How it will really change. I guess people call that schizophrenia, or you hearing voices. That's why I say sometimes, you know, it will really change who you are. Now, I can't imagine that because I've never taken anything like that. Even like people who take Xanax and stuff, and they've described, taking Xanax and drinking alcohol, and it
Boy,
blacks you out. And
I'm
remember
trying.
when we used to talk
Fuck.
about people who black
Nah, I done indulged in my days, gang. I'm talking about exactly what he just said. I'm talking about I done been black gone, folks. I'm talking about sleep gone though, like blacked out gone, sleep gone. Motherfuckers trying to got videos trying to shaking me, trying to wake me up. I'm slumped in the backseat of the car, folks, for hours. Motherfuckers running, you know what I'm saying, doing what we was doing, but come back to the car, make sure I'm straight. Folks, like, boy. That's what I'm saying, but
out
them strong
on
drugs ain't for
alcohol,
everybody, bro. Them ain't for
and
everybody. That shit could kill
literally you
somebody else.
create an
I'm
environment
lucky, you know what I'm saying? I ain't
that
gonna lie.
your spirit cannot live in, so it tethers right
I ain't on
outside
that
of
type of
you
time no more.
until
I'm
it's
older.
able
I
to
ain't
come
doing
back.
that, bro.
That's why you black out, but you're still doing things. People are like, yeah,
So
bro, you was going wild, but you don't remember nothing. You blacked out. Consciously, you were not there. What does that tell you? That tells you that your soul, your spirit, whatever is controlling that consciousness, it left until it could come back and then now operate again. And that's what that's what this stuff can do to you. Certain drugs get you there, and then people are able to take advantage of you and do what they did to Q. And yeah.
Might sound kiddyish to y'all, but to me at the time I was 21, and my mind still wasn't developing into a man, older guy yet. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, I kind of like misscrewed a couple of things. It put me in a child's mentality,
Bro,
if I can
on
say
my,
that.
did I not just say that, bro? I thought I was tweaking. The man said it himself. I'm like, bro, he like a teenager, like.
The pill put me back into a child's mentality
Damn,
to
that's
where even
crazy,
now
folks.
I have to um, be aware of how I'm speaking sometimes because I come off like I'm talking like a kid.
Oh, bro.
Sometimes people say that my terminology and the way my vocabulary is now is different than when I
I thought I
was
was tweaking, but I'm
before
not.
I got the horse tranquilizer or the trauma and shit from
Diddy
this
strikes
guy
again,
and
folks.
Dawn,
That
man.
shit
So
crazy, folks.
yeah, it's crazy. It really broke me down to where I was hospitalized numerous of times. I would run out my house and like with screwdrivers and stuff, man, and like stab up the trees, bruh.
Yeah, he was tweaking.
And I would be so scared because I would think someone was coming to harm me. And I put in my mind like, y'all not gonna harm me. Like, if you gonna harm me, I'm gonna harm you first. Like, I started thinking like a soldier. I started thinking like, you're not gonna take me down. I gotta take you down. Cause those voices in my head were saying, oh, they're coming to get you. Oh, they're about to come get you. Or, you know what I mean? Cause what it was done to me felt like, honestly, it felt like, something tried to take my soul or something. I don't know. That's what it felt like. It just felt that ritual and demonic. And I know people look at the video and some people don't see anything, but I see a lot, you know? I hear Cassie say, oh, you were pissed. Okay, where's that video of me before where I was pissed, going crazy, losing my mind? Here's my thing with Chef. I'm like, Chef, if you saw me lose my mind, why didn't you ever reach out to me and try to help me and tell me that I'm not going crazy and just making up things?
See, that's because Diddy had them folks locked down. You know what I'm saying? They would rather let him look like he was crazy, let him look like you losing your mind,
It was
when
in
they
on it.
really knew what happened to you. They really knew what was going on. And
They
if
was
you
in
notice,
on it. He paid him
Don is
off or
not on
something.
that tour with Danity Kane right now. Don
Some
has
of that
been like
nature.
the
He
only
paid him
one
off
that
something.
hasn't come out. I don't think she's done any interviews, hasn't talked about none of this stuff. So it's either she really just has no soul, or Diddy got a lifetime NDA with her, or I don't know what, because
Damn, bro, that's crazy, man. Yeah, shout out Back Balloons, bro. Y'all should go subscribe to his channel, bro. Check out his page, bro. He got you know what I'm saying, a lot of information and stuff going like this, bro. Appreciate you for tuning in. We made it to the end of this video. Damn, that nigga said gave him the Diddy Liza. That's crazy, folks. All right, man. You already know what's going on with me. I'm gone.